no la llamen al jangueo si no quiere que mienta. Estoy escuchando el número 1 en venta. Por eso con nosotros nadie inventa. Me siento como un bichote de los 90.
Welcome back to Your Amigas Podcast. Yo soy Dennise.
And I'm Marilyn.
And this is Your Amigas Podcast.
Yes.
Cheersies.
Cheers! And we have our really super cute little cups here with our names on them. Shout out to Mari. She got these for us.
Gracias, amiga.
Love you, girl. Cheers. Cheers.
Welcome. You know what to do. Like, share, comment, subscribe. All of that good stuff. We want to be in contact with you all and just create community and really want to know what it is that you like. What would you like to hear from us? Todas las cosas, you know? So just sharing for Your Amigas Podcast.
Yes. And today we're going to be talking about some of our most noteworthy life events and that we've experienced individually and others that we've experienced together. And so this is sort of like for you guys to get to know us, a little bit of a tea sharing.
Cada una tiene sus experiencias. We've all two of us. All of us too. Has experienced, a whole bunch of stuff that's very noteworthy and we want to share with you all. But juntas también, we've also experienced a lot of things that's been like core memories, super funny, and just really things that nunca nos imaginamos. And we're like, did that really just happen?
Yeah.
I'm sure you have that with your amigas too. So we just wanted to share it with you all.
We're just out here wreaking havoc.
Yeah.
Un desmadre. Desmadre y medio. Yes.
Pero siempre felices.
Yes.
Buena onda.
So grab your cafecito, grab your agüita, grab your bevy.
Whatever it is that you're drinking, and let's get into this here episode.
Okay. So one thing that I did that I don't think a lot of people have done is go on a dating show. I went on a dating show. It's no longer, they no longer do it. It's called Enamorándonos. And it was on Univision.
Univision.com.
And it was also on YouTube. You could go find my
Marilyn.
my episode. This was many years ago. This was like maybe 3 years ago at this point. And basically my mother watched this show religiously. This was like her show. And the premise of the show is that there is like a panel of potential love interests, enamorados, and they're on what's called the palco. And it's like a panel, and these people are searching for love. And people who are watching them in the country call into the show and they say, like, if they see Dennise on the panel, they say, I want to come for Dennise. I think she's beautiful and I want my shot at her. And so then the show would fly you to Miami, is where they were filming this.
Welcome to Miami.
Yes.
Bienvenidos
Otra noche
a
en Miami. Yes. And so they would fly you to Miami and then you would come to the show and Dennise wouldn't know that you're coming for her. But then when the show starts, it's like, okay, the first puerta is what they called it. There was like a divider and the person on the panel would sit on one side and then the person coming from outside would sit on the other side. And the person that's on the show on the panel had no idea who was coming for them. But the other person who's coming for them obviously knows who they're coming for. And so they'd be like, okay, the first puerta is for Dennise. And then Dennise would go up and then they would start to talk about this person. And they would be like, okay, so fulano is from blah, blah, blah. And he wants to come enamorar Dennise, right? And so I went because my mom was like, you should go. At this time I was single. I was in a situationship, whatever. And I was like, fuck it, why not? And so I like wrote to the show through their Instagram page and they called me on WhatsApp. They like interviewed me on a video and they were like, all right, like we're gonna fly you out. And I was like, oh my gosh, like for real. And so
Mom,
they like,
me voy a Miami.
yeah, so they like figured out my whole like flight situation. I flew out from SFO to Miami. I had to layover and I don't know where. And they had the person pick me up. They had my hotel booked. They had food at the hotel. Like, it was all paid for. And that's one of the reasons why secretly I went, is because I wanted this like all expense.
And you hadn't gone to
I had never been to Miami, yeah. And so it was actually around this time. Oh my God. Well, who knows when this is going to air, but it was today. Today is February 15th. And I was
San Valentín?
Yeah, and on the day that I went on the show was February 15th. So it was 3 years ago today. Yeah, so it's my anniversary of the show. And so I went and I was there on Valentine's Day, but I didn't have an opportunity to go on the show. Like the show's agenda was too packed. And so I was already in hair and makeup y toda la chingada, pero no me tocó salir. And so like production was like, do you have a specific person in mind that you want to come for? And I was like, no, like it doesn't matter. Like,
I'm here for Miami.
I'm just here for Miami. I didn't say that, but I was like, con quien producción me quiera acomodar, I'll go. And then I was like, preferably a Mexicano, because they wanted to hook me up with this like Dominican man, and this Dominican man was like on my mom's blacklist because there was like a list of guys that my mom was like, if they try to pair you with him, say no. And I was like, okay, he's on my mom's blacklist, so no, not that one.
I think it was because he was older, and then
he was a playboy. Like he was very playboy. Like on the show, his name, like he went by Casanova. Yeah, and he's like married now and all that. Wow. He has a child. Yeah, he settled down.
Muy bien.
Yes,
muy bien.
Yes. Cheers to Casanova. But anyways, I went and they like paired me with this man. He was like Mexican. He was from Texas. And so like I wasn't like interested in him like that. But I was like, fuck it, like we're coming for this one. And so February 14th or February 15th, I went on the show and like I came out and I like did my dance. They put La Chona on for me.
Of course.
They put La Chona on y yo salí bailando y
La
así.
Chona. Y La Chona se mueve.
Yes,
y la gente le grita, ¡ah!
Yes, and so then I went on and like they ask you questions before the door opens, and like the person that I came for, the gentleman, he's on the other side of the door and he has no idea who I am or what I look like. But he's like asking me
fine
questions.
as hell.
Him, he's I, yes. But he's like asking me questions. I'm asking him questions. Like you have to have questions prepared and whatever. And so, I answered all the questions.
Favorite color?
Yeah, and then they're like, que se abra la puerta del amor. And so then they open the door and we start dancing and like el güey, me agarra y empezamos a bailar.
Uh-huh. La Chona?
La Chona, yeah. And so, nos vemos, nos sentamos, estamos platicando ahí, que witty. And then it's like, okay, el del panel, el del palco, tiene que decidir que sí, o que no. And so in this case, he was like, que sí. Que no. Yeah, que no. And pues así, and so he was like, que sí. And so then I stayed on, for that night. And then we went out on a double date with another couple that same night. Mm-hmm. And, they did like a whole video recording of us, and we had it wasn't scripted, but we had to like sort of like, they were like, okay, y ahora van a ser así, y van a ser así, y van a ser así. So then I was like, oh, like, okay, like, we over here like, okay. And so, yeah, y pues así, and, we didn't like really like talk or like get to know each other on this like filmed double date.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, after production left, like dude was like, oh, let's go get a drink. And I'm like, yeah, cool. And so then we went to go get a drink, and then that's when we really like got to know each other. And I was just kind of like, Y pues yo creo que él también, porque like no me pidió contacto, no me pidió nada. And when I told my mom this, she was like, va a ser un que no al día siguiente, right? Because then you have to come back on the show and then they have to say like, how was your day? And do you want to continue with this person?
Yeah.
And so así pasó. The next morning, I come back on the show, and, he was like, que no, because we're on different, like, timelines, and we want similar things, but not at the same time, and whatever. And that was it. That was my time on the show. And then immediately, like, production is like, they book you your flight to get your ass back home. And I was like, oh, like, I requested to have a later flight, because I'm like, bitch, I want to go to South Beach.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to the beach.
I'm trying to go to the playita. And so sure enough, they like booked my flight for the evening. And so I was able to the next day when I was going to fly out, I was able to go to the beach, hang out just by myself. Like I chilled, took pictures on the playita, got in the water. It was hella cold. This was February, so the ocean was cold, but it was still really beautiful out. It was like overcast, and then I went home. And that was it. And that was me on a fucking dating show. But
wait, they called you back? Did they give you the option that si quería ser parte del palco?
No, they didn't ask me if I wanted to be part of the show, because they
Well,
knew.
how does that work?
They knew what my line of work was.
Oh, okay.
And I was also like, I had my laptop with me at the Univision studios, and they had like set me up in a little room so that I could do some work while I was waiting. And just like me being on this show was not conducive to my field of work. And there were the people who are there, some of them are like, you know, que enfermeros, or que abogados, or que, you know, they are receptionists, or que they work at, you know, wherever. But like they have time off.
Yeah, and they can take it
or they
off.
can take it off, or they're able to do some sort of remote work. But for me, it just wasn't going to work out because Miami's 3 hours ahead of California's time zone. Yeah, see, so if I would have asked, perhaps they would have kept me on, but I was just like, no, I'm out. Like, this is it. Like, I came.
I just wanted to experience it.
I wanted to experience it. Like, I did what I came and I did what I wanted to do, and I'm out. Yeah. And then they ended up calling me back, like, maybe like months and months and months later to like come back. And I'm like, oh, like I was already on the show, but like, no, thank you, you know, yeah, see. And then now, you know, I'm happily in love, not with anybody from the show.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's just a crazy experience that I never thought that I would do that. And it's very noteworthy.
But how did you feel like going there? O sea, ¿eran como nervios o qué, like, ¿qué esperabas?
Yeah,
¿Era todo
I
lo
mean,
que esperaste o
it was
totalmente
just like
diferente?
lights, camera, like to see Ana Patricia and to see Rafa, like the host of the show, and like to see like the Cupidos, which is the band that they have, after having watched them for so many like months on TV with my mom. And like my mom knew everybody from the palco, like this was her show.
Yeah.
And so the fact that I was like on there, it was just very much like, damn, bro, like they really make this shit happen like quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like they called me from one day and then like I was already out there the following like 2 days later. It was just crazy. And like they gave me like a dress code. I had to bring outfits. They also had outfits there. They have like a seamstress to like fix your clothes. I was in hair and makeup. Like it was very legit and very official and very much like, oh my goodness.
Did you like it?
I liked it. And then like I got to see like the other people that were on the palco, and it was like drama and just shit, you know? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. And maybe I wouldn't do it again. Like if I was single, I don't think I would do it again. And I told Dennise, I was like, babe, you gotta go. You have to go. Like you would be amazing. You could be on the palco. They would love you. And she's like, no, I'm shy. She's shy? Girl, please.
I'm only shy when it comes to things like that. I feel like I wouldn't have a problem if it were something like, no sé, como Cristina, o sabes, como en esos donde...
You want to go to Caso Cerrado.
Caso Cerrado, dude. I would be all over that. And you know what? I would probably want to, because I like the drama so much, I'd be like, no, ¿cómo pudiste engañarme, Gerardo?
Yeah, because Caso Cerrado is very scripted, but
like that.
Enamorándonos was not, like, there is no script. There is direction that's given to you, pero no es like scripted. It's not like that. Like the dates are planned by production, y así, but you are essentially feeling what you're feeling for this person.
Yeah, and see, and I don't like that because...
And that's the part that Dennise doesn't like. Is
because
like,
it's
like
you're vulnerable.
You're literally putting yourself out there like for real, versus like Caso Cerrado, it's more of an act. Yeah. And it's not really who you are.
Yeah, no, the way I just, no. Y yo, se ve cool.
Yeah.
Pero para mí, no gracias.
Yeah. And it was just a good time. It was a good time. If you are single, and if Enamorándonos was still around, they ended the show, I think, for like funding issues, and they don't, like, ya no lo pasan. I mean, they're still on Instagram active, they're still on YouTube active.
Maybe one day.
Maybe we could link my episode in the comments here.
So we could go watch. Yeah. I think at that time, me fui a Europa con mis primos. And then put like the three of us, because mi primo, su esposa, no son, o sea, son mis primos, les digo mis primos, pero ella por casada, ¿verdad?
Yeah, es tu prima política.
Sí, entonces nos fuimos, and then I was like there, and we were like, oh, we gotta watch it, y estaban preguntando por ti, and they were like, no, que sí.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, so I was so supporting from far.
Yeah, and then like, just like people in the comment section, like on the Instagram comment section of my segment, were like talking shit. Well, like one person was talking shit because they had asked me what I did for work, and I started to talk about my job and how I loved it and how we did this and how we did that and blah, 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 blah. And what's so funny and also very noteworthy is that from that scene came like maybe 2 or 3 phone calls to our main line at our organization of people calling to ask about the services that we offer to the community. Yeah. And these people were calling from other states in the United States, and our work is very focused in Northern California, so we had to like be like, oh, I'm sorry, like we can't help you because you're not in Northern California. But like that came about from the show. And like people in the comment section are like, 1 or 2 people in the comment section were like, esta nomás fue para hablar de su trabajo y para promover su trabajo. And I'm like, hell yeah, people need to get free services.
¿Y qué tiene? Si es algo bueno, pues está bien, y de eso se trata.
It's very noble work, you know. And so for me to talk about something that I'm very passionate about, it's like, dude had asked me about what I did for work and
then I'm gonna tell you what I do.
I'm gonna tell you what I do. Exactly. So that and then just other comments and like I got a lot of followers, and my account is private on Instagram, and I was like, delete. Like I don't want all these random ass people following me, you know, and like looking at my life. Like, no.
You're like Dennise. Mine's public.
Yeah, so that was my noteworthy life event.
I think that's so cool. I think that, o sea, sí daría como ganas. ¿Cuánta gente diría como, oh my God, I wish I could do something like that? But then Marilyn really went and did it. Yeah. So I think that's really cool. And then you were able
very
to talk
ballsy.
About it. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Very courageous.
Very. The way that I just could not do that, but
yeah. I was nervous.
I lived through you and eso, so.
Yeah.
Es tu amiga.
Tag! You're it!
My turn! So mine was, or is, I feel very fortunate. I'm just con una experiencia como única that I've been able to be part or like go to like the Super Bowl like events. Igual, like, I don't even really watch like football like that, but por mi primo.
Yeah.
Que trabaja.
Wait, we don't watch football, but it's still bang, bang, Niner gang.
Okay?
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Because we're from the Bay. But I went last year to New Orleans, again, because mi primo, was able to get us in, and I was pretty much like su jalacables
his
and everything.
+1, yeah.
So I was like his +1, so then I would help him like record, get interviews and everything like that, porque trabaja como para la tele en like redes en Mexico.
Yeah.
So then he would come, and then he invited me. So we went last year to New Orleans. It's like a whole week that you get that, you know, media gets to experience prior to like the Super Bowl. So then the first day you go and you pick up your accreditations like un lunes, right? And then you also have that being like the opening night. The opening night is just you go to the field, and then you get to like see both of like the like players from both teams. And I mean, I knew more. Like last year was like the Chiefs.
Who played last year?
It was the Chiefs.
The Queefs.
What? So then it was.
So it was
Chiefs,
the Queefs
and then Seahawks is this year.
The Eagles.
The Eagles, yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
So it was the Philadelphia Eagles, and then the Chiefs. And I knew like a lot of players from like both, because those like teams are like very well known, at least for me. I was like, la que no
watcha fútbol.
Yeah.
Americano.
And then so getting to see them like was super cool. I'm not, you know, the Philadelphia Eagles got some fine ass players on their team, so I was like, ay Dios mío.
Okay.
So ahí, you know, echándome mi taquito de ojo. But we're like on the field, and then they have like a fan experience, so they're like on the like bleachers, and then you just kind of like walk around, and like each player's like in their own like little booth. So first was like, I think first was like the Chiefs, or I don't remember, but let's say this, like it was the Chiefs, and then like media goes around like talking to them and asking them questions and stuff, and then they go to like the next team, right? And then you get like another like hour and a half to like go and ask your questions and whatever. And then there's also like other players that are like walking around on the field, and you can interview them, you know, very media stuff. And then I got to meet Guillermo, and it was so cool.
Yes, Guillermo from
Jimmy Kimmel Show.
Kimmel, yes.
So that was great, and just seeing a lot of like celebrities. Then you also go into like the day 2, which is in the morning. We usually go for like it's like radio show, or I forgot what it's called. But they have this place, and it looks, I'll link like the pictures and the videos that I take, pero todo I think it's Radio Road. Radio Road is what they call it, but son todos, like ESPN is there.
All of the medias.
Like all of the medias and stuff, and then like even podcasters.
Ooh, we gonna be there at the next Super
at
Bowl
the next Super Bowl, right? Welcome to Your Amigas and everything. So then it's like you just have a whole bunch of players, not just from like those two teams, but like at this one, you know, like Brock Purdy was there, so I got to see him, and he literally walked like in front of me and stuff, and because you know he was being all of the players,
giants,
I was like,
towering over you.
Yeah, I was like, who that? I know he's famous. I know he's an athlete.
He a quarterback or something.
I was like, that man is huge.
Yeah.
And then you get to see like lots of like you know, actors or celebrities that are also going to like these sets and being like interviewed and stuff. So it's unreal. It's really great. I get to meet a whole bunch of people, and also maybe because I come from a perspective where I don't know anything about like media or like how you're
like
supposed to
this is not your line of work.
No. So I just go and I just talk to anybody. Yeah. And I'm like, hi, like, who are you? What do you do? Like, how cool is this? And how many Super Bowls have you gone to? Or like, you know, and so I was able to like genuinely like build like these connections and relationships and friendships and stuff. And then I'm not shy in those spaces because I don't fucking know anybody. I'm just, you know, asking questions and being curious and just being here for a grand old time.
Yeah, and then you get to hang out in New Orleans and you get to like, you know, do that, have that experience. You had never been to New Orleans.
I had never been. It was a good time. They treated us so well. We also got to like, you know, because it was also by like the time for like Mardi Gras. So all of they decorated it, and then they had like people playing in the playing their instruments and like their live music on the streets. So it was really beautiful, just getting to see that and experiencing it. And we also like interviewed like people in the streets and being like, oh, like which team are you going for and stuff like that. And then on Tuesday night was the media party. And that shit was lit. I'm not gonna lie, this year's wasn't as cool. Like opening night had to be in San Jose Convention Center because they have to plan like probably like a year in advance. So Levi's stadium is an open stadium, right? So they can't predict if it's gonna rain or not.
Right.
So then I think
they can't host it there.
Exactly. So imagínate, si empieza a llover and then you're having it there and you're not going to like put at risk like the players for getting sick or cualquier cosa, you know? So then they put it at like the San Jose Convention Center, which was disappointing because how freaking cool is it to like have it and you are like the first one stepping on the grass and like being at the stadium and everything. It's just, it's a very different feeling like it was last year. But whatever. So then we end up having the media party. I didn't like this year's because it was very much like San Francisco was at the Moscone Center was just like where they had all of, you know, the interviews where we were supposed to go for our media center, our media like workrooms and everything and getting accredited. Then the media party was in Redwood City. So they had to like get
Redwood City?
They had to get like these buses to like get them there. And then for opening night, get like
you're like in
San Jose, and then
last
Levi's
year
Stadium is in
Santa Clara. Whereas last year it was all in
together,
New Orleans.
It was a lot easier to get around, and then we were able to like walk to like the media party and stuff. So
why the fuck didn't they just do it at like Chase Center this year?
I don't know.
If you're doing stuff at the Moscone Center, just do it at Chase, and then it's all in San Francisco.
Or they could have just done it all in San Jose. I mean, I felt like San Jose, Santa Clara is like big enough to like do stuff.
But then like all of the San Francisco people aren't going to be able to like, you know, be in all of that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. You know what? I know there's committee like groups and stuff.
We should be on the committee.
Hire us because the way that I love to plan things.
Yes. Yeah. So then last year you were there for the media week.
Yeah.
And then you left before the actual game.
Yeah.
So you didn't get to go to the game. You didn't get to watch the Kendrick Lamar concert. None of that.
No. Okay. I didn't even get to see like Kendrick's interview because I had already left.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I was literally there for like maybe 3 days, and then I left because I had the Canada trip, and then I had but other than that, like this year, which was the best year because it was the Benito Bowl.
Yes.
That was, I'm telling you, this year's Super Bowl and me being there was like a dream come true that I didn't even know was a dream come true that I needed or ended up like experiencing. Because on the Thursday, I believe, it was where they interviewed Benito, and he came on stage, and I was literally like a 5th row and everything, and I got to like really like see him and just everything that he was saying, just being a good person, and like they showed a video of like where he started, como en 2016.
Yeah.
This is for everyone. This is for all the people who have been supporting me. So it's gonna be a great day.
You know, back then and then ahorita. And it was just great. Somebody was like, ay, México te ama. And he was like, que viva México, cabrones. Un saludo para tu mamá.
Saludo a tu mamá y a la de todo el mundo.
Y a todas las mamás, you know. So it was really beautiful. And then getting to see the halftime show.
But wait. With that part, with Benito's media interview, or like his show interview, because Dennise was there with media, she had to be professional and guardar silencio.
And y'all know I'm loud as shit. I'm like,
so like when she posted, you know, on her stories that like he came out and they like introduced him, like,
and everyone was like this,
and everybody was like,
the way that I was like,
why? I was like, wait, is my volume up? Like, why? I can't hear her. What the fuck? She had to be quiet.
My cousin literally told me, he was like, look, Dennise, I'm gonna need you to not yell. One, because everybody's like recording, obviously. And then, you know, he's like, I'm right here. Like, you don't want me to be yelling in this mic, you know? So, I just had to hold back a lot.
That's crazy. And you're just like the grass people on the field that had to not dance. You had to not scream. Because, I mean, I don't know, just also, I would have had no self-control, and I would have just like,
I wanted
good for you, girl.
But yeah. And then being at the show,
at the actual concert,
was just great. I think cuando empezó, so being part of media, like we didn't get like seats. We don't have assigned seats, but we were still
in a really good section.
In good sections. Like we literally like nos las pasamos por todos lados, and obviously like creating like content, recording and stuff. But when it came for Benito's halftime show, I was talking to like one of the security guards, and he was like standing kind of like alone. And yo soy chiquita, right? Big ass personality. I feel like I'm 6'3", but I'm actually 5'1.5". But and every time I look at pictures or I look in the mirror compared to somebody, I am always so shook. I'm like, there's no way.
I'm this small.
Why did nobody tell me? I want to blame everybody.
Dude, you're like 30 years old. You've been looking at this person for 30 years.
Ultimately, why don't I feel like that? So then he, so me voy enfrente de él. He was like, yeah, of course, cool. And then we start like talking to like these other security. And then there was one security who was like, oh, like, are you Puerto Rican? And I was like, no, like, soy Mexicana. But like, today I'm Puerto Rican. We all Boricua today.
I feel Puerto Rican in this.
I feel Puerto Rican.
I felt Puerto Rican in this. Rican.
You know, and then whatever. So empieza el show. There's nobody in front of me, so I'm able to like see it very clearly. And then like empieza, right now, I was like, Titi me preguntó si tengo mucha novia. Mucha novia, right? And I was like, oh God. But then it was just like, como va pasando todo eso. And then once, and I really thought, I went into this and I was like, hey, va a ser perreo, va a ser puro party, you know?
Yeah.
And then
it was.
And then he ends up giving like the Grammy, because he won the Grammy. Y aparte, qué orgullo que lo hizo todo en español. Like, he never had to change who he is. And I know we've talked about like adapting and assimilating and everything, but like the fact that you still won this Grammy and like you're so well known and you're performing at the Super Bowl, todo en español, sin cambiar quién tú eres, tu idioma, and over like assimilating and stuff. It's so beautiful. And cuando le dio el Grammy al niño,
inspiring.
Oh my God.
That was little
like,
Benito.
Yeah, and it's just like you can be anything that you want to be without having to like change. Like, you know, si tú tienes este sueño, lo vas a lograr. Here's the Grammy. Like, you can do this. You can get there, you know? And he was just, and the way that he did that was just nunca cambiando quién era.
Yeah.
And so, at that point, once I saw the Grammy exchange to El Niño, empecé como a llorar y dije, ay, madres, ¿qué me está pasando?
Oh.
And then you can feel like, you know, with the cohetes or like the fireworks and everything, se sentía aún más. And then when he brought out Lady Gaga, and I thought it was beautiful because she also didn't take up like the center of like the stage. Like, she made it like, I'm here.
She performed in salsa.
And
she
salsa.
She doesn't perform or sing salsa at all.
Exactly. So it's just like, I'm here sharing with you and like celebrating you, because at the end of the day, the performer, and it was about Benito, and he was like the co-star there, and she was just able to share that spotlight with him, which was nice, without taking away the spotlight. And then bringing out Ricky Martin and singing that specifically, Lo que pasó a Hawaii, was just beautiful. Obviously, everybody recognizes Ricky Martin, also being like a gay man, and more inclusivity, obviously. And it was just so fucking great, dude. And then when he started saying like, God bless America, and he started naming todos los países.
America.
Wait, chille, because like, es cierto. You know, and it was all about like love. It was all about unity, inclusivity. It's like, don't forget, like, you know, the U.S. is very self-centered in that aspect, where it's just like, we're American, and you exclude the rest of Las Americas. Like, no, todos. And just like what Lady Gaga did was just like, yes, like, we are all like Americas. You know, and it's naming that, and it's like reminding people, like, where it's not just like, America, or just US. It's like, no, todos.
And you had mentioned that like you in that moment felt very proud to be Latina.
I felt very proud.
And how what your cousin said to you about, it's like, okay, like, proud to be like Latina, but like, somos mexicanos. And it's like, that's also a very like Mexican thing to say, is like, me, low key, right? Not as bad as America, but like we're very much like, Viva Mexico. But being a Mexican in the United States,
it's very different.
It's a very different experience than being a Mexican in Mexico, because here we're not only Mexican, we're Latinos, and we share that with everybody. We share that with all of the Browns from all of the countries. So you understand that experience, and he doesn't, because he's from Mexico. He's a Mexican living in Mexico. And you are a Mexican living in California specifically, where Latinidad it's a very shared experience. And that feeling was heavy during that concert, that presentación, you know? And so like, you know, you saying that, and then him being like, but what about being Mexican? And you're like, it's not so much about being Mexican right now, it's about being Latina Latinos, right now in this moment.
And I was like, that's very true. Like, Mexicans being in the US and everything that we've had to experience as well is very different than like being Mexican in Mexico. Son como dos mundos totalmente diferentes. But I feel very proud, and I think for so long I wanted to be just the Mexican that is from Mexico, you know. And yes, I lived in Mexico for a few years when I was little, and then coming here, I felt like such an outsider and stuff. But in that moment, I felt so proud of just everything that I have like gone through, that like my brothers and sisters like share, like Latino, like de Latinoamérica también, like todo just being from here as well, and just all of the struggles, all of the things that we've like had to like go through, whether that's like migration, whether that's like, you know, having to like adapt and maybe, you know, que te quiten tu idioma, or having to like, you know, speak it Spanglish, but just everything was just beautiful, and I had never been so proud in that moment, and I feel proud of being a Puerto Rican even though I'm not.
We was all Puerto Rican last weekend.
But it was beautiful. And then at the end, de hecho, like the security guards that I had like talked to and stuff, like they were literally like, can we give you a hug? And I was like, fuck yeah, dude, because everybody was so filled with so much emotion, and it was so beautiful. Que like, wait, todos nos dimos un abrazo y todos chillando y todos como like, I see you. It was very much of like, I see you, I'm proud, you're proud, we're all sharing that together. Y fue como igual, like el amor, la unidad, like the humanity of it was incredible. And I just, oh God, it was such a high that like after that, I couldn't not feel like grateful to have experienced that. So
shout out to El Primo, man.
Shout out to my cousin. Look, I got these, and it says Bad Bunny, El Conejito Male, Bad Bunny. And then where's my media thingy? And then here's like my credential for like, you know, game day and stuff. So it was just it was a great experience.
Very official. And how was it? So I have a question about what it was like in the stadium, and like with all of these you know, Seattle fans and, you know, Massachusetts fans, and like, was it, I mean, it wasn't as loud as if it were like an actual Benito concert, because it's like all of these people are not necessarily his fans. But because like obviously for the televidentes, for those of us watching, like it was amazing. But what was the energy in the stadium? Was there loudness? Was it cheering? How was the difference in audience response and reactions to Lady Gaga, to Ricky Martin, to Bad Bunny, to the different songs?
I think definitely we were like standing because we weren't sitting because we didn't have seats. And then like a few people, like I would hear, like they're like, oh, we just genuinely don't care. You know, it's like a few like white people, and some like would leave because they just weren't interested. And I was like, see, missing the whole point of just like it actually being like all about love and like wanting to celebrate other cultures that isn't just yourself, you know, very self-centered mentality. But so there was some of that, but then there was other people that were really just like dancing, and then like even at like when it was like the media party, there was a couple of like white ladies next to me, and then they ended up putting like Titi Me Preguntó, like the DJ did, and then like, pues yo me sé toda la canción, güey, yo te la puedo rapear en todo. La Nicola sufría y todo, and they're like, we don't know it, but like we love it, you know. So then there's always gonna be like un poquito de todo, but I did feel like once Lady Gaga came in, like there was a lot of cheering and stuff,
like people recognized her.
People recognized her, so I'm sure like the non-Spanish speakers were just like, which I think it was a great thing that like Benito did, because then you can also, you know, including more people that maybe no hablan español. Because we naturally do that, that he ended up incorporating her. And plus the song that she sang was great, and everybody knows that song. And yeah, so there was a lot of cheering when Lady Gaga came on. And then also, obviamente, Ricky Martin, because who doesn't fucking know Ricky Martin? A beautiful man.
So people recognized him too in the stadium.
In the stadium. And you can feel like it was like even louder once they would come on. But yeah, it was just loud altogether. Yeah. So it felt very loud.
It wasn't crickets.
No way. No. It wasn't like the media when like, you know, Bad Bunny and everyone's like this.
No,
No,
and
it was loud. People were screaming.
At the actual Super Bowl, you were able to be loud.
Yes.
You were able to cheer. You didn't have to guardar silencio.
No. I didn't have to be calladita or nothing. I was just like, te amo! You asked me, hijo!
Man.
Yeah. And then the plus, güey, se casaron, o sea, casaron a una pareja.
Yeah.
Eso está bien bonito. And then another pareja, like, le dio el anillo.
They got engaged.
And then they got engaged.
Yes.
El niño que
That got
estaba
woken up
dormido.
from the chairs.
Yeah, the way that
Yes.
people just, if you're not Latino, you don't understand
And it
that.
was
That's
so,
why I'm a heavy sleeper.
It was so funny because, like, in that moment when that happened, I was with my family down in Southern California watching it.
Y había un niño dormido.
No. But it was so funny because out of all of us that were there, it was really my prima and I who were like, oh my God, like the Bad Bunny concert. And every, like, the primos, they were kind of like, yeah, we could care less, you know? And one of my primos, he's a priest. And he was the one that noticed it. And he was like, oh, like the kid, the little boy sitting in the chair. And I'm like, okay, father. Like, you caught that too. You see. And so then he really, like, enjoyed it. And he also, it was so funny because we were kind of talking about it, like, what do we think the lineup is going to be? Like, what's going to go first? Like, is he going to bring the trap? Is he going to bring, like, how's it going to start? And father was like, oh, I think it's going to be Titi Me Preguntó. And sure enough, I was like, father!
Yeah, he knows.
I'm like, how you know?
Dude, tell me why I was like, va a ser Nueva York. I just felt like Titi Me Preguntó is so well known que sería como uno de los últimos.
Yeah, but no.
Y no. También he did it. Todas las canciones, obviamente, ahora pensándolo, si su mensaje era totalmente como love over everything, he wasn't going to do trap. But what he's going to be like, chambea, hala. Yeah, you know, it was like, diles que yo me sé tu pose favorita.
No, pues no.
You know, so everything was like perfect, singing lo que pasó. O sea, no quiero que le pase, obviamente, a Puerto Rico, lo que le pasó a Hawái, también es un mensaje muy fuerte. Yo perreo sola, también es como todos deberíamos sentirnos como like safe enough to like bailar and just be free, sin vivir con acoso ni nada de eso. And then just debí tirar más fotos, ending it like that. And just saying all of the Americas and just, you know, having like the football, having the freaking football and it's saying, you know, like
together we're America.
Bonito, perfecto, increíble.
Amiga, what did you think about the show?
Did you also cry?
I think we all sobbed.
Yeah.
Did we? Yeah.
Did we miss anything que a lo mejor ustedes notaron y nosotras no? Let us know. Were you also there?
Yeah.
So
yeah, if you actually went, or if you went to any events in the city that week, or did you go to a watch party? What did you do? Where were you guys at when this was happening? Yeah, we want to know. ¡Qué experiencia!
But that was that's our individual, like, you know, cosa, noteworthy experience, core memory.
Yes.
But algo que hicimos juntas, and now, you know, just because Karol G was also part.
She was there. She was in the casita.
She was in the casita. Marilyn and I actually did a little road trip to LA for her birthday.
This was last year?
No, esto fue como hace 2 años.
No, baby, it was last year.
Karol
or
G?
2 years ago. 2 years ago. It was for my 32nd birthday. I'm 34.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And so we did that
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Nos
when
quedamos.
she was at the Rose Bowl, and we stayed with my family in LA, and we went to Pico Rivera. So we were there for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we went to Pico Rivera on Friday. We went to the concert on Saturday. But what was so funny about that concert, about that weekend, is that we went to Pico Rivera. And we drank a lot. Like, we pre-gamed significantly at my tia's house with my prima before going to Pico Rivera to go dancing. And at Pico Rivera, like, we danced a lot, we drank a lot. And then the next morning, Saturday morning, was the day of the concert. And so, like, you know, the concert wasn't until the evening. So, like, we woke up and it was a very slow morning. But, like, I don't know if this happens to you, but whenever we drink, like, we feel obviously very exhausted and hungover the next morning. But we feel very like inflamed, like swollen. Yeah. Just from like perhaps like the dehydration. I don't know. But this was the first time that this had ever happened. And I don't know if you looked like this too, but I certainly was very swollen. And like I woke up and like, I don't know, like my eyes, like,
she couldn't even
like I couldn't even open them, and like my face was quite literally swollen, and I wish I had taken a picture. But like, o sea, like literal hinchada, like las ojeras hinchadas, like up here hinchado. And I was like, why do I look like this? Like, what? Like, I'd never, like, I've drank before, you know, this much, maybe even more, and I've never woken up like that. And it was just so funny. Like, we're icing our face in, like, my tia's dining room, and my cousin, and I'm like, primo, like, why do I look like this? And he's like, you look normal, like, you look regular. And I'm like, bro, you're a fucking liar. Like, I don't know. The way that she was like so offended. I was so offended. I was like, bro, I don't look like this. Like, what do you mean? And he was like, you look regular to me. I'm like, you're a fucking liar, bro. Like, you're a fool. Like, no me des por mi lado, güey. Tráeme más hielo. You know?
We were so hinchadas.
Yeah, that was
You were just like my ankle.
Yes. And then, we had, since we were dancing the night before, Dennise had a sprained ankle.
Yeah.
And, like, her shit was hella swollen, too. And I'm, like, icing her knee. We're icing our face.
It was bad. But
that was so funny. But it was such a good concert.
It was a great concert.
Such a good
we
show.
Looked so good.
We
had
damn
so
good.
much
We
fun.
We did.
There was it was just incredible. And then when she was like, vamos a tomarnos un shot. And then we went in with our little shot. Like,
we brought alcohol.
We
snuck alcohol in. More alcohol.
Yeah.
Gosh. Tragamos alcohol ese fin de semana para bastarnos todo el año.
Yeah. And so then we would take like our little like pouches de alcohol.
Yeah, we would take
and then
shots
we
with her.
took a shot with her.
When she sang 200 copas.
Yeah. It was such a great experience.
She brought out Becky G. It was such a good time.
Yeah. I think that was, it's definitely like a highlight of seeing La Bichota and obviously getting to do it with you. And then for your birthday, I think that was like the first birthday that we spent like together. And then ever since we've been spending birthdays like juntas.
Together, yeah.
I love you too.
Yes, and now the next very noteworthy shared life experience was when we went to Costa Rica together.
This was our first trip.
International
trip. Together. And en avión y todo eso. Yeah. And literally nos fuimos on Christmas. It was Christmas Day, right?
It was Christmas Eve. And we arrived Christmas Day.
Yeah, pasamos Christmas Eve juntas, ¿no?
Yeah, we did. We had tamales at my house.
Yeah, so I stayed over at Marilyn's, and then we had to, your mom dropped us off at BART, and then we
took BART into SFO, and then from SFO we got to San Salvador, and we hung out in San Salvador with one of Dennise's homegirls. We had a very long layover, so we hung out with her. We ate pupusas. She took us to the downtown. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, it was so nice.
Yeah, and
then we want to go back, pero ya con tiempo y poder ir como a Guatemala, Honduras.
O sea, pasamos el día de Navidad en San Salvador y en San José, Costa Rica.
Sí.
Yeah.
And then when we got there, right, después llega una amiga que yo había conocido en Tailandia.
Yeah.
And
she joined us. She flew in from Argentina.
Yes.
Ella vive en Argentina. Shout out, Ashe.
We love you, mi amor.
Extrañamos, bebé. Yeah, so she flew in the following day. So not Christmas. So we spent Christmas Day together in San Jose, Costa Rica. And then the next morning she flew in, and then she arrived at the hotel. And then once she got there,
ella ya estaba cansada.
Ya estaba cansada, but de todos modos salimos a comer. Y cuando salimos a comer, nos
vimos
topamos,
los vaqueros.
Ajá, nos topamos con una, it was like it's kind of like a cabalgata type thing.
Yeah.
And eran un montón de vaqueros en sus caballos.
Y la verdad estaban muy guapos.
Y estaba prendidísima la fiesta, and pues por ahí vamos, y yo viendo, caballos y escuchando banda y la chingada.
Yeah, we were like, what the fuck is that Vicente Fernández?
Yeah.
Is that like, oh my gosh.
And then we ended up going to eat, and then like we had learned that this event was like sort of like a scandal because like it was like inhumane treatment of the horses, and so then they had stopped this cabalgata from happening, but then the mayor of this town like brought it back, and then like it was like a really great thing and whatever. And so this all our Uber driver was telling us all of this information, and so then
he was giving us all the tea.
He was giving us all the tea, and so then when we were finished eating, we went back to our hotel, and our homegirl wanted to rest. She had had a long flight, and so we were like, let's go back out to that same place to see what's going on, because it was really lit. A ver qué encontramos.
Es que habíamos encontrado un vaquero, and I told them, I was like, ay, ¿lo puedo acariciar?
Yeah. Yeah, she's like... puedo acariciar?
La que es muy shy, huh? I was like, ¿lo puedo acariciar? Sí, claro. Y empiezo a acariciar al señor, o sea,
el
su
señor
pierna.
estaba montado en el caballo, and so el señor pensó que déjame acariciar tu caballo.
Y yo
and she's
acariciándolo a él.
Yeah, and, she's like, and he was like, bien chiviado el güey.
Yeah. Y nos tomamos una foto ya. Pero,
Yeah. And what was funny, like, about this trip and what we had discussed beforehand is that, like, you know, if anybody wants to buy us drinks, if anybody approaches any three of us, because we're very, you know, we're three beautiful girls, not to toot our own horns, but just being, you know, real. If somebody pulls up and wants to buy Dennise a drink, it's like, well, you have to buy a drink for all of us.
yeah, because then that would be rude.
Yes, exactly. And so then así, that was the plan, right?
Yeah.
And so then we go out, and we're out at this point, it's late night, it's just us two, and we're in the same zone where the whole parade was. Ya limpiaron todo, ya no habían caballos, ya no había nada. Y había un lugar con un DJ. A bar had a DJ outside, and we're like, ooh, DJ, let's go there.
Música,
so,
de ahí somos.
So entramos, pedimos unas chelas, we're sitting there drinking our beer.
Minding our own business.
Minding our own business.
I think we had just ordered.
Yes.
Y apenas nos sentamos y después vimos un señor.
Yeah.
And then he comes up to us. He was like, oh, ¿me puedo sentar con ustedes?
No. Primero el señor, mi espalda daba para la puerta de enfrente donde estaba el DJ.
So él me vio a
y
mí.
tú estabas mirando hacia la puerta. O sea, Dennise is sitting in front of me and my back is to the entrance. And the gentleman is at the entrance and he like waved. And then you were like, oh, hi. And then like I turned around and I'm like, oh, hi.
Yeah.
And then he's like, ¿me puedo acercar a saludar? And I'm like, okay, yeah, está bien. And I jokingly tell Dennise, here comes our first round of free drinks.
And little did we know it was for the whole night.
Yeah, and this was an older gentleman, and he like had a cane, and like he walks up to us, and he's like, oh, hello, like nos saluda. Así,
Very respectful. O sea, sí,
very
eso,
respectful. And then he's like, ¿me puedo sentar? And we're like, yeah, claro. And so he pulls up a chair next to me, whatever. And then he's like, ¿qué toman? Like, oh, unas cervezas. And he's like, este lugar is known for like these like Fat Tuesdays.
kind of drink,
Like the ones that you get in Vegas. Like that type of drink. And he's like, you guys have to try one. And we're like, all right, like cool. You know, and so he orders us some of those. And then he also orders shots.
But mind you, también I was just like, a ver. Because
Dennise was very careful.
Yeah, I was very careful because I was like, like, I don't know. I want to see how they're making the drinks. I don't want you like
to like spike our drinks.
I've traveled enough to like know, and it's just us two. So I was just like, no, dude, like, you can see.
This is our first real night in Costa Rica.
Yeah. So then I was like, look behind me, like, make sure, because I wasn't just gonna go like this, you know. I was like, I was trying to be like at least like subtle. And then so I told her, I was like, look. Que no nos ponga nada en la bebida. Like, look that it's like closed. Like, look that they're actually like, you know. Because I also thought it was kind of like strange. I mean, we don't mind like talking to strangers and be like, yeah, if like you haven't like, you're not trying to hit on us, like you're not like creepy or anything like that. Like, sure, you can sit down, we can have a conversation. And then obviously, like, if it gets like any weird, then we're gonna like draw the line and be like, okay, no, yeah.
But it was cool.
But it was
all
fucking
cool.
cool.
Everything checked out. And so we take shots. He gets us a round of shots. So now we have our beer, our shot, and then this drink.
Yeah.
It's like a mixed drink, icy style mixed drink.
Yeah.
Oh, delicious.
It was really good.
And so then we start talking. We're telling them where we're from, blah, blah, blah. And then this woman approaches and she's like, ay, baby, vámonos a bailar, baby. And I'm like, oh, this is his lady. You know?
We're like, oh, okay.
And we're like, okay, like we're not trying to start no problems. I don't want your man, like this your baby girl, like get him, you know. And he's like, see, like blowing her off low key.
Yeah. And then other people
she was
would
also
come
very intoxicated. And so then she's like, vamos a bailar, because of the DJ, right? And we're like, let's go. Because essentially we approached this establishment because of the DJ.
Yeah.
Let's go outside and dance. We have all these fucking 50 drinks in front of us. Let's go. So then we go outside, we're talking. She's like all over dude. And he's like talking to me and talking to Dennise. And then there's this other guy and he's talking to Dennise. And then like ya por fin, like the chica kind of backs off and she's like over there with her friends and whatever. And like dude's talking to me and he's like, you know, oh, like, okay, you're Mexican, que this and that, que blah, blah, blah. And he's like, it's my birthday tonight.
Yeah,
or like tomorrow is my birthday. And we're like, oh, happy birthday. And he's like, how old do you think I'm going to be? And I'm like, I really like, I was like, 60. I think he was turning 50.
Es que sí se
He
veía,
was either
veces
turning
veía.
50 or 55. Maybe it was 50, but I was like, 60! And he was like, I like shot him in the heart with that one. And then like, yeah, whatever. And then he was like, oye, si los mexicanos son sinceros. And I'm like, sí, claro que somos sinceros, you know. And he's
60.
like, yeah, exactly. And
Eso le
then
estoy
he's
quitando
like,
unos años.
he's like, ¿Puedo ser sincero contigo? And I'm like, yeah, of course, you know. And he was like, desde que te vi que entraste, vi tu cabello largo y esto, y me llamaste mucho la atención, cómo caminabas y como eso. And I was like, excuse me.
A lo mejor no seas tan sincero.
Yeah. And I was like, pues yo también voy a ser sincera. And like, yo tengo un novio que adoro y amo y me está esperando en casa, you know. So I was like, I got a man, but thank you, you know. And so he was like, he's a very lucky man. Very, very lucky. I'm like, I know he is.
Yeah.
And so then he's like, we're talking, whatever, and he's like, you know, just think about it. Like, en 10 años puede ser la primera dama de Costa Rica. And I'm like, excuse me? And I'm just like, you know, like, why is he saying this? And he's like, and I'm telling him about how earlier we were here and we had seen the parade of horses and whatever, and like how we thought it was such a cool event. And he was like, well, actually, I brought this event back because I'm the mayor. Excuse me?
Yeah, dude, the way that I was like, what?
So then when he
Girl,
said,
we hit the lotto
when he said
here.
you could be the first lady of Costa Rica in 10 years, it's because this man is aspiring to be the president of Costa Rica. And I'm just like, bro, do you? Like, absolutely be the president. If I could vote for you, I would. Like,
yeah.
You know? And
I was like, yeah, she'll be the fucking first lady. Yo ya vendiendo mi amiga.
I was like, no, but thank you. Like, somebody will be a very lucky first lady to, you know, be with you, whatever. And then he starts, like, showing us pictures of when he was very young and how he's been, like, in media his whole life and, like, his whole career and, like, blah, blah, blah. Now he's in politics and whatever. And because it's his birthday, he's going to go to this other event, this other place where they have live music, and he wanted us to come. And we're like, oh, well, we're actually going to go look for something to eat because we're a little bit hungry, right? And so he was like, oh, ahí también venden comida, right? And he's like,
las llevo en mi coche.
Like,
and I was like, no.
Ahorita viene mi chofer.
I was like,
Denise,
no.
can we go in his car?
Like,
and
no.
Denise was like, no. And I was like, dice que no.
Yeah, I was like, no, okay,
And he
no.
was like,
I watch movies, okay?
Yeah,
Let me get in his car.
Yeah, she's
No.
like, we'll take the drinks, but we're not going to get in the car with you. So then he's like, okay, let me order you an Uber. So I'm like, Denise, can he order us an Uber? And she's like,
fine.
Okay, fine.
Let me see, though.
Yeah, and so then he orders us an Uber, and, you know, like, we exchange contacts so that when we get there, we could let him know. You know, and obviously he's like, you know, Ubering us there. And so we get there. And we insert the video clip.
Okay, I just want to say to all of our followers, we had a crazy night, okay?
In Costa Rica.
The mayor is our friend now.
The mayor of San Jose, Costa Rica. Well, not San Jose, Costa Rica. It's called something else, the town, but the mayor of San Jose. Everybody, guys. He bought us these drinks.
We're safe.
And he called us the Uber to come here. A new place. Keep up, bitch.
My tongue is blue. Mine's blue. Okay, bye. Yeah.
But like we get there and we're tipsy. I mean, mind you. Like,
no, we ended up drinking even more. And plus, like, it all started, like, adding up. And that's why I was like, fine, he could get us the Uber. I'm not going to get into a fucking car.
Yeah.
And because even, like, las meseras were like, they said, like, él está comprando, ya la hicieron.
At the first place that we were with the DJ, I had asked for the Wi-Fi at the bar, and then they, you know, they were like getting our shots ready, and then she was like, the woman asked me, she's like, el señor las está invitando, and I'm like, yeah, and she was like, oh, ya la hicieron, muchachas, and I'm like,
but we didn't get that.
Understand
and then
at that
other
moment.
people would come up to him like saludándose, sí, muchas gracias, y no sé qué. And it was kind of like, is this for real?
Yeah.
Like,
and people were approaching him and stuff like that, and like, you know, he had his chofer, and so I was like, okay. So then we show up to the new location, and they sure enough they have a live band. We go to the bathroom. He wasn't there yet, and then we like took a video, and we're like, somebody's dad called us an Uber.
say he the mayor and stuff, and we got free drinks, and now we at this other place, and he gonna pay for our food.
But we're safe.
Don't worry.
And so now we're like in the bathroom, right? And
I sent like a video to my parents.
Yeah. And so like I had gotten the Wi-Fi of this place because my freaking phone doesn't work without Wi-Fi in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I like call my man. I'm like, honey, the mayor, this, and that. He's like, all right, babe, like, just be careful, this and that. And so, like, everybody knows our whereabouts at this point.
Yeah.
And, he gets there, and sure enough, like, we order food. He orders more drinks. Everybody's pulling up to him. Don fulano, mucho gusto.
Gracias. Nos podemos tomar una
Se
foto.
tomaban fotos, lo abrazaban, lo saludaban. Bailamos, nosotras bailando. El señor allá muy feliz, muy contento con su gente, su entourage, la chingada.
Yeah, and then like the fucking, because it's like mayor and then like the secretary came or
¿Quién
whatever.
sabe
Yeah, I
quién
don't fucking
tanto
know. Hella
más?
people
And
came.
then like, midnight hits, and then it's like, okay, el pastel, y ya le traen pastelito, and then we're all
le cantan sus
singing happy
mañanitas,
birthday.
and I was like,
we're singing
wow,
happy
this is
birthday.
real.
Yeah. Yeah, and so then like, we, and it wasn't over at midnight. Like, we still stayed out longer, and, we were drinking and this and that. Yeah, finally, towards the end of the night, he's like, let me get you guys an Uber back to your hotel. And I was like, no, like, Dennise, no, he can't get us an Uber. I was like, no, we don't want him to know where we're staying, right? No. And she's like, yeah, it's okay.
I only said it was okay because we were leaving the next day.
We were gonna be leaving, the next day we were gonna be leaving from the hotel to go to another one, to another town, like hours away. And so, it was like, all right, like he can buy us drinks.
No, right?
He can buy us a ride.
Yes, it's fine.
And so, sure enough, like we get back to the hotel,
It's all
let him
legit.
know. We let him know we're home. Happy birthday, thank you so much, and that was it.
Yeah.
But
that was it.
That was it.
And we're alive.
We're alive. Nothing
It was
happened,
real.
Nothing crazy.
But tell me that doesn't sound like that's like a noteworthy thing. Like, what? ¿Qué aventura?
Like the mayor of this town in Costa Rica was like trying to see what's up with me, and I was just
todo enamorado. Güey, en ese viaje, Marilyn had so much pegue, and I was like, damn, girl, I was like, get us those drinks.
Yeah, and it's like, if somebody wanted to buy me drinks, yes, thank you, but do you have 2 more for my girls? Like,
Don't be rude.
No, gracias.
Yeah.
No, gracias. Yeah, and so then, we're in the next town, and, if they saw somebody, because our homegirl from Argentina and Dennise are both single. I'm happily in a relationship.
Yeah.
Praise be to God. And, I'm just like, if y'all see somebody, like, let me know. I'm the best wing woman.
This girl, she wouldn't even say that. No, you say that, but you didn't do that. This was Marilyn. I'm the one driving through the whole freaking trip, right? Porque rentamos un coche y todo eso. And I was like, I'll drive. So ahí me tienes little, driving and everything. We end up getting to Tamarindo, right? So from San Jose nos fuimos a Tamarindo, and then ahí vamos a pasar Año Nuevo, and porque pues es toda fiesta. So then, ahí Marilyn would be like, and honestly, there was like a lot of like attractive, like men.
Whether they were tourists or whether they were ticos, like there was, very beautiful people.
And women, but like here nos interesan los hombres. Pero,
yes.
And she would be like, bajaba el vidrio and she was like, adiós.
Yeah.
Adiós. Hola. And I was like, oh my God.
On the beach, like
I was like, oh my God, please.
She's like, roll up
stop.
the window.
I was like, I'm like, put child lock on your ass.
Yeah, like if we're on the beach and like somebody handsome, pet, like, and they see like, they're like,
oh my God.
I'd be like, adiós. And like, that's my
like,
way of getting their attention.
And I didn't want their attention.
To like approach us so that I could be like, yo, my girl, like, what's up with you and my girl, and sure enough, they would approach us. And then it's like, now my girl's got somebody, you feel me? And
she wouldn't ask, she would just do it.
Yeah, and so then the first night that we're in Tamarindo.
My anxiety.
The first night we're in Tamarindo, when we met that whole group, and like the first dude that we meet, he's like trying to see what's up with me. And I was like, oh, you can get his drinks. He worked at this bar. And so he was bringing his drinks. We didn't pay for shit.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't pay for shit the whole fucking time.
He ended up getting off.
He was off of work.
And then we went to other bars, and then he was getting us drinks there, too. And I was like, this is cool.
Yeah. And just every night, we met a different group of people, mostly men. And they would buy us drink because they
would take us home.
And then they would drive us home. I'm just like, bro, now these people figured out where we stay at.
It was really bad. Don't try this at home. But
I mean, try it, but be safe about it. Yeah, but it's like also like the locals that we met.
Yeah,
they were all locals, and it's like, I know where you work. I met you at your place of work.
Yeah.
So if anything happens, like, we know where you work at.
Yeah, exactly. So within that, like, it felt very safe.
Yeah.
And then like we knew enough to like, okay, like your socials, I could see it's legit. Like we've met like your friends. It wasn't just like one person.
Yeah, and then once we were done in the Tamarindo side, we went to the Limon side, so on the other side of the country.
So el Caribe.
Yes, to the Caribbean, and our Airbnb host like put us in contact with a local who did the tours.
Yeah, he was so sweet.
He was so sweet.
Love him.
And anyways, he put us in touch with this man that was going to take us on this tour, and like this man ended up just being phenomenal. Did an excellent tour for us. He showed us like a wild like lemur, a wild sloth, and then like we ended up going to what was it, Guaguita, the national park, and like we spotted more of the perezosos. And it was just such a good time. It was just
and then Marilyn has a great freaking eye for
great
like
vision.
Yeah, great vision.
Great vision.
When did I tell her? I would be like, damn, Marilyn, dude, your eyes are like this.
They're
like
so
you could
big.
just they're so big.
I mean,
you have
they're
great
not big
vision.
for nothing.
Yeah. She was like, oh, one over here, one over there, one over there. Look at that. And I was like,
there.
damn.
And I'm like, it's right there.
Yo,
And sure enough, the
no
sloth
te
is like moving up the tree.
It was perfect. It was
perfect.
such a good time. So I think that was also just like a very core memory.
A very beautiful shared experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love
More
that.
of that.
Yes,
More
please.
of that to come. Another girls trip. Ashe, hace falta el viaje.
And we want to go to Peru next, or amiguis, if you have any recommendations of like a good like girls trip with the
Somewhere
itinerary ideal. We like playa. We like a little bit like, we like playa,
A little bit
fiesta.
of adventure.
We like, just un poquito de todo. Somos un poquito de todo,
Yes.
right?
Let us
But-
know, where should we go?
Yeah. So
That's it. We
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed this.
But that's it.
Yes, just sharing a little bit about ourselves and about us together, and just the vibe that we are when we're together, and what a great time and what chaos comes about, like good
with
chaos.
us being together.
Beautiful chaos of when we're together. Yes.
Yeah. So please share your experiences. Who's your bestie? Who have you had like these core memories with? What are your like noteworthy experiences?
wanna know.
Have
in
you
the
been on
comments.
the dating show?
Yes.
Any Super Bowls? Have you also had like a crazy ass story
Yes.
like that, meeting somebody in el alcalde? But yeah, we just want to hear from you, and
Like us, comment on us, share us, follow us on our socials. They're gonna be here.
Yeah, and we'll see you next time.
Yes. XO.
Your
Your
amigas.
amigas.